Would you call yourself a true Star Wars fan? Or perhaps you just heard me say that, laughed out loud and asked, fan? To some people, the Star Wars movies are just entertainment with special effects, exciting battle scenes, and a captivating storyline. Then there are those who know every detail about the movie. They know all the backstories of every character, and they can quote every line. To them, George Lucas is a god, and Star Wars is a religion. I'm Mike with List 25, and there are many quotable lines from Star Wars. Sadly, we had to limit ourselves to 25. And believe us, it was hard to choose. But before we get started, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Really helps us out. And yes, you want to click that notification bell. That is the notification bell you were looking for.
You're not a true Star Wars fan unless you hate Star Wars.
25.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
In this scene, we see Princess Leia as a hologram asking Obi-Wan Kenobi for help in defeating the Empire. It's actually a video recording that she made, or a futuristic hologram recording. The scene is also the first time the main character, hero, and all-around badass Luke Skywalker is introduced to Princess Leia. The line, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope," can be heard in Star Wars: A New Hope. 24.
Laugh it up, Fuzzball.
Han Solo and Chewbacca were a great example of loyalty and friendship. They had a bromance, or whatever you would call a relationship between a human and a giant hairy creature that speaks in long groans. But that didn't stop them from raging on each other. After Princess Leia tells Solo that he basically doesn't stand a chance, Chewie chuckles at his friend. Solo in return quips, "Laugh it up, Fuzzball." 23.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Darth Vader is one of the most iconic villains in movie history. He's been on several top 100 lists. Well, 25 is better. Vader is one of the main antagonists in the first Star Wars series. When Admiral Mati insults the way of the Jedi, Vader says this quote while choking him without touching him. Or, force choking him.
Are you trying to choke our viewers?
Yes. 22.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You're who?
Not the typical response one would hope to get when someone is rescuing someone, but this is how Princess Leia responded to Luke Skywalker when he came to save her. In all fairness, Leia probably would have figured out how to escape on her own. 21.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Man, how cool would it have been to actually use the ability like the Force in real life? When Luke and Obi-Wan get stopped by stormtroopers, Obi-Wan uses a Jedi mind trick to convince them to let them go. 20.
You will be. You will be.
Sometimes a quote that's memorable is just a very short sentence. But when it's spoken by Master Yoda, we can believe it as gospel. When Luke tells Yoda that he's not afraid of going against Vader, Yoda simply replies, "You will be. You will be." 19.
Are you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder?
By far one of the funniest ways to insult someone, thanks to Princess Leia. When Solo pushes one too many buttons with her, she comes up with this zinger. In true Solo fashion, he responds with, "Who's scruffy looking?" 18.
Let the hate flow through you.
Emperor Palpatine is the other antagonist. He's also Darth Vader's mentor. Even though he's not seen nearly as often as Vader, he's still iconic in his own right. In Return of the Jedi, Palpatine attempts to persuade Luke to join the dark side. When Luke looks at his lightsaber and thinks about striking the Emperor down, the Emperor attempts to harness that anger. 17.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yes, another great quote from the one and only Yoda. This is a quote you can use in many situations. Do or do not. There is no try. Throw trying out the window. One must not disappoint Yoda.
That's the majority of the Star Wars saga. It's people disappointing Yoda.
Yeah. 16.
I am your father.
When Darth Vader says this line to Luke, it actually sparked some debate. Many people will say the line was, "Luke, I am your father." Yet, that's not quite how it goes. When Luke accuses Vader of killing his father, Vader tells Luke, "No, I am your father." The misquoting of this line is an example of the Mandela effect, which is a collective false memory. Up in the comments, or up in, we'll put that, I'm not done yet. Fun fact, people in the theater, they thought he might be lying.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. At the time when Empire came out in theaters, there were people who were shocked, and there were people that thought he was just saying that to manipulate Luke, and so they didn't believe he was actually his father.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool.
Initially, that David Prowse delivered was, "No, Obi-Wan was your father."
Yep.
But only Mark Hamill knew that how it was supposed to be.
Because they dubbed over with James Earl Jones.
Which really pissed off David Prowse. But everything pisses off David Prowse.
That's true. Hi, David.
15.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
George Lucas really creates some quotes you can apply in life, doesn't he? Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, was a character in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He was a highly respected member of the Jedi Order. He is also responsible for Anakin Skywalker becoming a Jedi, but not responsible for him joining the dark side.
14.
At the end of Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo is turned over to the galactic crime lord Jabba the Hutt. In Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker goes to rescue his friend. Skywalker attempts to bargain with Jabba to no avail, hence getting him to say this line.
13.
Don't you call me a mindless philosopher, you overweight glob of grease?
So, other than Han Solo and Chewbacca, another strong friendship is between the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO. It's true that they are programmed. They also have witty banter back and forth. R2-D2 of course speaks in beeps and clicks, and C-3PO understands him.
12.
Young fool, only now, at the end, do you understand?
The Emperor does all he can to get Luke Skywalker to head over to the dark side. Just stroll on over! Come on, Luke, we've got cookies. In the end, his plan fails. Luke's father, Darth Vader, spoilers, ends up saving his son and killing the Emperor. In the end, good always wins. In the movies, of course. Wow, that got dark. Side.
11.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
You will never turn Luke Skywalker to the dark side. And you sound like a broken record trying. He's a Jedi. He will never join the dark side. Ever. He will almost kill his nephew, though.
At one point, though, wasn't there that whole, comic where Luke does turn to the dark side?
Yeah, but that might not be canon anymore.
It's not canon anymore, but we can't say never, because technically speaking, it has happened.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Or maybe he was just faking, but I think it's happened multiple times.
Faking the light side the whole time?
10.
A Jedi Knight! I'm out of it. For a little while, everybody gets delusions of grandeur.
In this particular scene, Chewie tries to get Han out of his coma-like state after having just been put in carbonite by Darth Vader and delivered to Jabba the Hutt and kept by Jabba. You know how it goes. When Chewie tells Han about the mission that involves Luke, Han has a hard time believing it.
9.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
When Obi-Wan has doubts about the abilities of Han's Millennium Falcon, Han puts him in his place. In case you're wondering what a parsec is, it's equal to about 3.26 light years, or roughly 31 trillion kilometers.
8.
It's against my programming to impersonate a deity.
One can't forget the Ewoks. The feisty but, let's be honest, adorable creatures from planet Endor. Actually, it's one of Endor's moons. When they begin acting hostile towards Luke and his friend, Luke tells C-3PO to feed their belief that the droid is a god.
7.
There is another.
Luke leaves his Jedi training early in order to save his friends. When Obi-Wan tells Yoda that Luke is the only one that could save them from the Empire, Yoda informs him there is another. Most people will say it's Leia, who turns out to be Luke's sister, but there are a few discussions about this. For one, how did Obi-Wan not think about this? He was there for the birth of Luke and Leia. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.
I think it was written before they confirmed that they were siblings.
Sure.
Just saying that before people in the comments get smart.
6.
What do you think? Do you think a princess and a guy like me?
No.
Before discovering Leia was his sister, Luke had feelings for her. When Han asks Luke if he thinks that he has a chance with her, Luke quickly shuts him down and says, no. Of course, Han and Leia end up together. Oh, spoilers. This is Star Wars, not Game of Thrones.
Well, I mean, they don't.
They don't.
5.
When 900 years old, you reach look as good you will not.
Luke comes back to Yoda to finish his training. He discovers that Yoda has fallen ill. Probably with being old. With this quote, Yoda shows Luke that he may be sick, but still has a sense of humor.
4.
I love you.
I know.
It was in this scene that Leia finally professed her love for Han. Of course, in true Han fashion, he doesn't say, I love you too, but instead, I know. You have to admit that it's pretty smooth. Of course, he says it with a smirk. If it was with no expression, it may have been perceived differently.
This line was improvised.
Yes.
He was supposed to say,
Wait, say this line was improvised.
Huh?
Say it again.
That line was improvised.
I know.
Harrison Ford thought saying I love you back was stupid, so
Yeah.
he improvised it.
3.
So be it, Jedi.
After his attempts to make Luke choose the dark side and fail, the Emperor realizes he must kill the young Skywalker. He unleashes his power and Luke screams in agonizing pain. When Vader sees his son suffering, he knows he must help him and kill the Emperor.
2.
Just for once, let me look on you with my own eyes.
After Vader kills the Emperor, he collapses on the floor. Luke rushes to his father's side. Anakin asks his son to remove his mask so he can look upon him. Luke set out to save his father, and in the way that really matters, he did.
1.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating. And it gets everywhere.
Adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things.
Come on, naturally a Yoda quote was gonna be number 1. And what better quote than one that encompasses true enlightenment from the Jedi Order? It makes us want to practice our lightsaber techniques in order to restore balance to the universe. So, did your favorite quote make the list? Let us know in the comments below or tweet your answer to us at list25.
Here I come, here I come, here I come, here I come.
That's not a quote from Star Wars.
That's not a quote
I'm
from
sorry,
Star Wars.
but number 1? Mm-hmm. Now this is pod racing.
Okay. Were we supposed to have a telekinetic communication there?
Yeah.
What about I'm a pilot, you know?
I'm a pilot, you know. That's a good list 25 quote.
It is. It really is. I'm a pilot, you know.
I still think one of my favorites is the I know. It's just so smooth and so perfect for him.
It's true.
I love it.
My favorite quote comes from an exchange in Rebels when Ezra tells Darth Vader,
"Why, it's the funniest thing. They're all dead."
Ezra says to Vader, "I don't fear you," and Vader says, "Then you will die braver than most."
That's a good one. That's a good series.
I gotta say, Vader in the original trilogy is fun. He's cool. Vader in Rogue One made me think, okay, this guy's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Vader in Rebels made me terrified of Vader. Vader in Rebels is horrifying.
You know which one I'm sad didn't make it in here?
Anything from the Clone Wars?
Well, that too. But just the fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Hate leads to
Hate
suffering.
leads to suffering.
Or what about
I'm really shocked that one didn't make it.
Let's put a little bit of love into the sequel trilogy. We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
I hate sand.
Oh yeah, that's another good
That
one.
one didn't make it.
I know, I don't like sand.
We need to do 25 of the goofiest, that aren't serious.
No, 25 of the best.
Well, isn't that what this one's called?
I mean, guys, keep it civilized in the comment section. I know this is Star Wars, and it's basically like discussing politics or religion, because really, that's what Star Wars is. It's politics and religion.
So this is how democracy dies, in the comments section of a YouTube channel.
But please, keep it friendly. You are talking to someone here that loves all Star Wars. Yes, the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequels. I love the Clone Wars. I love Rebels. I love all things Star Wars.
do I.
Maybe not Attack of the Clones.
What?
I don't like Attack of the Clones. I admit Attack of the Clones is pushing it for me. But that's the only bit of Star Wars I don't like. I know that it's like, oh, Disney ruined Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. Come on, guys. Let's just enjoy Star Wars, please. My shirt's from Hook. But John Williams did the score for Hook, and then he did Star Wars.
After
prequels.
Hook. Okay. Like, I feel like
Hook was in the middle of the two.
I feel like the timeline
the original trilogy and the prequels.
Yes, it was.
So
it's a prequel.
It is.
Okay.
And then it took inspiration for
George
Across
Lucas
the Stars.
and Carrie Fisher are in Hook, so.
That's true. I miss Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
She's gonna be in Rise of Skywalker, and I will probably cry. I will cry. I can't wait for Rise of Skywalker. I know that there's some people that are like,
I'll tell you about it. I'll spoil it for you.
Don't do that. I'm going opening. You're gonna see it before
I'm gonna
opening
see it
night.
before opening night.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Star Wars marathon, all 9 movies in a row.
Yep. And if Rogue One and Solo and the entirety of the TV series were there as well, he'd be at that too.
I would still watch it.
All right. Well, we're running this a little bit long, but yeah. Bye, guys.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Oh, that should have been in. Oh, damn it.
What? Why?
I don't know.
This list missed a lot of good Star Wars quotes. Sure did. Shame on us.
It was only 25. Let's just quote the entire script.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.